What's up, everybody? Steve here at Steve Invest. Several years back, I bought a beach property, a small condo across the street from the beach, and lived there for several years as well. And in doing so, as a real estate broker, it was kind of natural evolution to start selling, beach properties and so forth. And in doing so, I had more and more people coming out, and they wanted to buy a property that not only could they use, but could they have in short-term rentals as well. And we have a handful of property types like that out here in Southwest Florida. So over the years, I've been able to help a lot of people buy Airbnb vacation rental properties, and also invest into these properties myself, and have the luxury of using certain properties and renting them out and producing income from them. Over the years, I have learned a lot about vacation rental investing, and what I want to do is break down some tips for you guys. So let's just jump into it. The first thing is you want to separate yourself from the competition. If you just want to make sure that you have certain sizzle features that are going to look really good in video and photos for people to make a sound decision. Because remember, it's not like you're renting out an annual property where somebody goes and they look at the property before they make a decision to move there. You're renting these properties out to short-term guests, and in 99% of the cases, they never get inside the unit to preview them. So you want to make sure that whatever you can do to make your property stand apart via the pictures and video is going to help you secure more bookings. So just make sure your property has certain sizzle features, and you guys will stand apart. The next thing is you guys want to encourage bookings and 5-star bookings. So you can do this in a handful of ways, by email and so forth. I do have other investors that they take it a step further, and they'll actually give like little gift cards to Starbucks or whatever for any kind of good reviews, and then they'll mail them out. So you want to encourage reviews, because the more reviews and good reviews at that you guys receive, the more that Airbnb and all these other sites are gonna push your property, because they have an incentive to push properties that are renting out really well and have a lot of reviews. And people do read the reviews, because at the end of the day, when you read a review on an Airbnb, you're getting the kind of the real information, not just from the owner of the property. You're getting people that have stayed there and their experience there. So encourage reviews however you guys can do it, and you can incentivize that way as well. Another thing to separate yourselves and increase revenue is ensure that you have certain things, certain amenities that are included with their Airbnb. So for example, like here in Southwest Florida, or Florida in general, a lot of people like to have bicycles, and there's a lot of Airbnbs out here that don't include them, and there's a lot of bicycle companies that will rent these bicycles to people that are coming out here for vacation or whatever the case is. And it's a process, because these companies, in many cases, they'll take a truck and they'll load up bicycles and drop them off for the people and so forth. But if you guys include them, and we include them in all of our properties, we include 2 bicycles, beach cruiser styles. We're even thinking about adding 2 more bikes for kids, so 2 adult bikes, 2 kid bikes as well. And it's important, because when you do include these things, it's just further verification that you're taking care of your guests and you're giving them a good experience. So if you got a house on the water, or include maybe kayaks or paddle boards, or I'm just talking Florida property right now, but obviously if you guys are in a different climate, you guys know what people do out in those areas. So it could be hiking and hiking sticks, or water bottles, or whatever somebody's gonna need to really enjoy their stay and not have to rent certain things or have to go out of their way to get these things. The next thing is, and it kind of coincides with this, is, you know, you as the investor, you should know anyway, that area and what people would like to do in that area. So what other experiences can you bring to the table from reputable companies? So I suggest go out to all these reputable companies. Like, for example, here in Southwest Florida, you know, we have, prime example, a lot of people like to come out and go fishing, right? So they want to go fishing and they need a good charter captain that's reasonably priced, that knows what the hell they're doing in terms of where to find fish, whether it's offshore or the backwaters. And reach out to these companies and say, hey, you're going to be my main charter captain. What can we offer to my guests? And you could put a book together, a coupon book with, you know, all the different experiences with good incentives. You know, you know, it could be just simple discounts, 10% off, or whatever the case is. But, you know, bring those experiences to the table of your local area and your local area attractions, because you know, and I've been there plenty of times where I go explore a new area and we do an Airbnb, and we really have to just look on like Google Maps and see what's around the area and see what kind of area attractions are going on. We have to kind of figure it out ourselves. So it's always ideal if you have, you know, kind of a quote unquote expert investor in the area that knows a lot and can, you know, provide these outside companies to really give you guys a good experience. So, and again, all these things are going to add up to more money in your pocket because you're truly thinking about the guest. The next thing that we include as well is a personalized book. We actually get them printed. I forget where Jolie gets them printed at, but I know you can get them printed at even like Walgreens and CVS. But we do a personalized book, and in this book, it's got pictures of us. It tells them who we are, what we're all about, and it gives that that personalized experience. And we did this mainly because I think when people can put a name to the property and a face to the property, I think that they might have more respect for your property as well. And that was one of the main reasons we did it. And it's kind of cool because we will get text messages, and, you know, they further will say, hey, it was cool reading that book. We had an awesome time. Really appreciate it. And that's just another way for me to engage back and say, you know, you could really help us out with an online review. So consider having something personalized in the property that people can read about you, your family, and so forth. And you know, there's been only a handful of times where our properties have been trashed, but other than that, usually everybody is pretty damn respectful. Another thing, and I hate whether it's a hotel or an Airbnb, and I see it all the time. You know, I'll pull pictures of an Airbnb, it looks like a cool property, and their bedspread and their linens look like something from, you know, grandma's 1980s quilt with, you know, flower patterns and everything else. Like, whatever. I know some people watching this probably like that kind of stuff, but if you know, I just try to follow the trend of some higher end hotels, and in, you know, 90+% of cases, they're all nice white linens. And the reason with white is people can see right away if they're clean. When you have a bunch of patterns or whatever, yeah, it basically covers up stains and so forth, but you want the guest to feel like that they're getting into a very clean bed, and that's what you have to provide. So we always do white comforter, white linens, white pillowcases, and we do go through them more often than not, but because we're doing these extra things for our guests, we're making more money. So it is a more of an expense for us, but at the end of the day, we make more money because we treat our guests how we want to be treated. So highly recommend white linens on the beds, and we even do white towels. The only white linen that we don't really do is for the beach. We do beach towels, different colors and so forth. Next thing regarding that, it's kind of comparable, is you gotta make sure everything is clean. Like, if it's not clean, then you're just gonna get bad reviews, and bad reviews equal less bookings equal less revenue. So whoever you have cleaning your properties, but make sure that they're reputable, make sure that they have a manager going through after each person has cleaned just to double check. If they don't, and you're getting a good price, maybe it's you that goes in after the cleaners go in, or if you're self-managing and you do have outsourced cleaners, make sure you're going in after. Or if you're cleaning it yourself, make sure the property's clean, because guys, I've been in other Airbnbs and they were disgusting. Incentivize referrals. Look, people that come out here, a lot of people are from the Midwest or whatever. When they had an excellent experience out here, what do? They go back to Michigan or Ohio or Indiana or whatever the case is, wherever they're from, and they talk to their friends. They show them pictures of how great of a time that they had in the area. So try to come up with some referral incentive program that benefits the guests that stayed there, as well as somebody that they would refer to. So if they, for example, they're back up in Indiana and they're talking to somebody and they're like, hey, you should check out this condo, Bonita Beach, whatever the case is, they have the opportunity to kind of sell them on the property and say, hey, if you did have interest in doing a family vacation out there, this Airbnb host will actually give you a 10% reduction on your rates. And what you could do is you could offer, if that person is referred, you could always give the person that referred 10% if they rebook in the future as well. So you can get creative with rebookings that way by incentivizing people to kind of promote your Airbnb. Next thing is, look, shit happens and certain things will break, like plates, specifically cups. So you always want to make sure, and you can have your cleaner do this as long as you guys, as long as you train correctly. But for example, we went into one of ours couple days ago, and there was one broken plate, and it's supposed to be a set of 4 of everything: 4 cups, 4 mugs, 4 plates, 4 small plates, 4 bowls, and one of the big plates broke. And it happens, and we don't charge the guests or anything like that. So we want to make sure, after the cleaners were there, we want to make sure that they, the next guests have the appropriate amount of plates and so forth. So we went ahead and just bought new sets, and that's important to make sure that, again, it's just taking care of people and having everything that they need. They don't need to go out and buy paper plates because of, a missing plate on our property. That leads me into my next thing is, fix anything that's broken. Maybe have a maintenance guy or yourself go through the property on occasion, and also train your cleaners correctly. If they see something that's broken, make sure that they're bringing it to your attention, because if they're not, then you don't know about it, and then the guest has a bad experience because something's broken. So this can be anything from plumbing fixtures that are leaking. It could be something that's a door handle that's loose. It could even include broken furniture. So you got to make sure that anything that's broken is fixed in a timely manner, because last thing you want to do is have a guest go and certain things are broken and then they give you a bad review. And I've been in those properties, and it's just neglect at the end of the day, and it does nothing good for your bottom line profit. So make sure that you guys fix anything and everything that is broken on the property. You remove any excess stuff. A lot of times people will end up just leaving stuff there because in most cases they don't need it, and they flew to that location, so they don't want to put stuff in their carry-on bag or whatever the case is. And what happens over time, if you or your cleaners are not removing certain things in the cabinets and so forth, it just junks up and piles up and it looks like shit. So make sure that you guys do get rid of anything excess. One time we were staying in it was a townhome. It was a cool townhome in Key West. And I opened up the kitchen cabinets because we were gonna do a big cookout for the family and everything else. And it was astonishing how many random cups that they had. Because, you know, people go to Key West, they go to bar hopping and so forth, and you get free cups. There was like, I don't know, like 100 cups in like one cupboard, and it was just all flowing out. A bunch, like too much Tupperware, mix match plates, and all that kind of stuff, and it just looked trashy. So go with a clean look. Make sure that if you do have extra cups or whatever, you know, stack them and maybe put them in a pantry or something if we do need if people do need extra cups. But it's all about cleanliness and making sure that things are organized. And if there's anything that's mixed matched, you know, sometimes they'll break a plate and they'll actually go and replace it, but it's not the same plate. Then, you know, take those plates, bring them to Goodwill or something, donate them, and you're gonna be way better off by just getting a brand new set. And another thing that we do is we usually include a bottle of wine and at least 4 bottles of water if it's sleeping 4. Or we'll leave a bottle of water per guest in the refrigerator, and we also leave a couple bottles that are out on the counter. Again, with a bottle of wine, and we actually put snacks in there as well, like peanut M&Ms and some crackers and stuff like that. Because a lot of times people come in late and they just got off the plane or whatever the case is, and you know, they're in late, they're not trying to go out, they're just trying to basically get in, settle in, and crash. So you got some water to refresh and some snacks to get you by into the morning. So we always include that. And in our online reviews, you can see that as well. They're very appreciative of it. Some people don't even drink the wine, but they also say, you know, we're not wine drinkers, but we do appreciate the gesture. So highly recommend doing that. I got 2 more things. I do have a review book that I use, and a lot of people do write in there, and we do encourage people to give us the online review as well. But what's cool about the review book is people, they really do read it. And so people write in this review book, this is so-and-so, they say where they're from, what they did on vacation as well, so other people can see what they did and how they enjoyed it. Obviously they can get online and check out online reviews as well, but it's just another tangible thing that we leave in there where people can write their own review and read all the other handwritten reviews. And the last thing is, if you're conversing with your upcoming guests, ask if there's any special occasion, and maybe even give them a phone call saying, hey, we're excited to have you guys as our guests coming in this date, blah, blah, blah. Looking forward to it. Do you have any questions? And they say no, whatever the case is. But again, it's that personal touch that you're doing. And then ask them if are you guys visiting for any special occasion. And you'll find that a lot of people are taking that trip for a birthday or an anniversary or whatever the case is. So if they do say it's a birthday or an anniversary, then maybe just leave something else, a little touch. It could be a card that says happy anniversary, 50 years strong. Maybe include a bottle of champagne or something. Anyway, if you made it this far, I'm assuming you're interested in investing in Airbnb properties, or maybe you already are. And I love this type of investment because, as mentioned, you can use it when you want. If you guys do want to learn more about this, I have other videos on this playlist at the end of this video, so you might want to go ahead and check that out. And if you did get value out of this, I appreciate a big thumbs up. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot.